Hello and thank you for joining. My name is Preston Martin. I'm with Landis Technologies, and today I want to review an update that's coming out for Landis Contact Center. This is for Q1 of 2026. We have a large update coming, so I'm going to jump right into it. So first off, I want to talk just a little bit about a new feature called quality management. So this is a new category within Landis Contact Center. It adds things like call scoring, being able to add review notes, and tagging options. What this gives you the ability to do is from a recording where you can see the transcript, you can now add some notes. You can add a score to the call, and you can also add tags, so different tags that are custom to your organization. So then you have the ability to save your information and come back and edit later or complete it. These scores then can show up in a variety of spots in the reporting as well. The concept here is a supervisor that wants to go back and look at transcripts, listen to recordings, and be able to provide scoring or insights to the agents that have taken these calls. We also, added some Supervisor Alert options. Now, this is currently, the current feature is based off of sentiment score. Sentiment score is something that would have to be enabled for this to be active. And then an alert icon shows up on the wallboard for the associated queue, or on the queue status or live calls screen. So basically, if a call drops below a threshold in the sentiment score, it alerts the supervisor of that case. So they don't have to sit and watch the sentiment scores on the dashboard, but they can be alerted when one drops low and maybe jump in and look at that transcript or listened in to find out what's happening in the call. Now, kind of related to that is the live interaction details. This is an update to a screen. So if you have a call going on, you can now jump in and see the live transcript as it's being collected on the call. Once again, this would be based on recording going on. If there's sentiment enabled, you can see that as well. And you can see where it has the intervention buttons, the barge, listen, and whisper in options as well if you want to jump into that call. Now, this works for both the voice calls, as you're seeing here with the screenshot, but it also works for chat. So if you have a chat interaction going on, you can also jump into that and see that going on as well. Automatic callbacks are seeing a bunch of improvements. It's a significant update into some of the types of options in the automatic callbacks. A few of them that I'll highlight here. You can do the parallel routing and reroute if no agent is able to answer the invite. So if you route a callback to an agent and they don't answer it, what do you do with that call? You can reroute to whatever agent is available at that point or whatever process you have set up for it. The other thing that you have is the ongoing callbacks are going to be listed in the live calls. Now this will look like a live call interaction basically that's sitting there in queue waiting to be processed. So if its calls are answered in the order they were received type of scenario for callbacks, you could have that show up in there, and then managers could see, hey, we have 3 callbacks in addition to the current calls waiting in the queue. So you can get a good feel for how backed up it is currently. You can complete them. So if somebody jumps in, recognizes a callback that is a client of theirs, they can jump in and make that callback and complete it and wipe it out of there. Then the other thing you have is the alert timeouts for the callback. So much like a regular call in a queue, we're adding those features all around that, as well as reroute on no answer, so it kicks them in an unavailable status. If that's part of that queue where the callback came from. We added some additional capability to delete recordings right from the Landis Contact Center portal. This was a highly requested feature for organizations that, for whatever reason, maybe there's privacy or sensitive data that they want to delete a recording. They can go in and delete that recording if they have that access now. This is based on roles-based access. So you aren't giving it to every user within the organization that can listen to the recording, but it gives the ability to delete recordings from right inside the portal. We also added transfer information on calls. Now the scenario here is calls come into your queue, Landis Contact Center queue, they get routed to an agent. That agent may need to transfer that call to somebody else. And when they transfer, now we're going to be able to show that interaction, show that transfer, who it was targeting. Now this is not something that's instant. It does take a bit of time for the Microsoft API to update where that call went to, and we gather that. But if it's something that you're interested in, please contact our support. It's in preview as we bring this out and into the market, and so certainly we'd be glad to discuss how it works and potentially get it set up in your organization. A new routing method. We're calling it Attendant Routing. Now, this is, once again, lots of organizations requested this. This is for that attendant or operator who wants to see all the calls as soon as they come in, get routed all the calls as soon as they come into the queue. This would be, maybe you have a front desk where they place a call on hold and get the next call and then put that one on hold and go back and handle the one they were on. This shows up on their attendant console dashboard. You have the ability to toggle between calls and see any new ones pop in. Now, this only works with the Landis Attendant Console. It does not work if they're using Teams native call controls, so just their Teams client to answer the calls. But it does work very well with that Attendant Console, which is the user interface that we recommend for those users anyway. All right, continuing on, we had a lot of chat updates. So let's start with the chat widget. You can customize the name that's shown. So maybe I don't want to give my proper name. I have a alias of some kind that I go with in customer-facing scenarios that can now be updated. We can turn off the sound. So when any new message, it automatically has a sound. They can, a person who initiated the chat is able to turn that sound off. So it doesn't bother them if that's an annoyance. The name and email address can be required. So before it was there as an option for them to enter the information. It asked for it, but it didn't require it. So you can now require it. And some other UI things for around mobile and different options, different refinements on that end as well. Now on the chat, that's a web chat. On the chat overall, we added a lot of functionality as well. Some AI block options and listen to tone block in the IVR side before this gets routed to your agents. We added some reporting, the service level, so you can set thresholds, action rules, so that your wallboards can show up and update if there's something outside of the ordinary in your chat queues. Some new routing methods like round robin, longest idle, and skills. Much like our voice side, now your chat interactions can be routed in that way as well. And then some ACS, that's at Azure Community Services APIs. We added some updates on that side as well. I will say on the chat, specifically web chat, we have SMS and WhatsApp and some social media chat that all hits this platform. Since late last year, we've had our web chat system in place internally on our organization, on our public website. So I'm a daily user of this product. It's a great product. If you're considering adding web chat or SMS chat, WhatsApp chat, any of these channels, certainly talk to us. We'd be glad to support you in the process of rolling that out and testing it. We're always glad to support in that way. Well, that's the end of the items I'm going to highlight. There were a number of more items that were included, are going to be included in this update, including a lot of bug fixes and that type of thing that always gets added in these updates. We always document them on the What's New in Contact Center page in our docs site. Also, if you subscribe to the updates, you will get an email with a long, detailed list of exactly what's rolling out. Thanks for joining us today.